Hi, so many of us are working, but we don't know how to invest our money. What's the right way to invest our money? What makes sense? What will the government not tax us? I remember I had this question and I reached out to the amazing guest I have here today. So I thought I'd bring her on set and talk about like financial advice for young professionals and also not those so young professionals. So want to welcome Ruby. I'll let her introduce herself.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Agnes Boke Rubi. I work for ICL Lion Insurance. Yeah, certified by IRA. I've been in the industry for 8 good years. Yeah, thank you for having me, Wangari.
Wow, 8 good years.
Yes.
That's really nice. How did you get into your current role like financial advisor, ICA Lion? Because I know 8 years is a long time.
Yeah, it is. So I'm an IT by profession.
You're in tech like me.
Yes, yeah. So first I worked with a company called Technobrain.
Technobrain, yeah, I know Technobrain.
Yeah. So from there my contract ended.
Yeah.
I was like, why again? I found myself in the insurance industry, and I'll tell you, I think that's the best career I've ever chosen.
Career insurance?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Interacting, making new friend like you.
Yeah. That's it. You're a very personable person. Yeah.
And also, I think I'm an
Extrovert.
Yeah, so I think my career fits in very well.
Yeah. I remember telling Sam who introduced me to you, I'm like, wow, she's a very good, like it felt easy talking to you about financial things and very empathetic. So you chose well
Thank you.
with that career switch.
Thank you.
Cool. I guess when you left tech and into insurance, you enjoyed talking to people, right? What advice would you give young people where do you start? Because I think sometimes just starting is hard. Like you're like, there's people who've just come into the workspace, they're like, I'm not earning enough. Like, where do I start? Is like 500 too little? Yeah, where do you start? What advice would you take from those who feel like they're not earning enough and are living from paycheck to paycheck to even like start thinking of savings and investments?
Thank you. No, I'll say insurance is not expensive as people per se. Because like ICA, we have very nice product for young people.
Yeah.
Pocket friendly also. So when I'm meeting young guys, which I'll say 50% of my clients are young. Yeah, so I always say, have something for yourself for a rainy day. Because I know majority of us is really from hand to mouth.
Yeah.
Have something for emergency.
Yeah.
Like allow me to mention a view. Like we have short investment and long-term investment.
Short term and long term, yeah?
Yeah, so for instance, let's just elaborate more on savings and investment.
Okay.
So you see like saving, it's capital investment. Like you are preservation, sorry. So when you are saving, you are preserving for tomorrow.
Yeah, like an emergency.
Yeah, for emergency. And also now let's talk about investment. Investment is kind of capital multiplication.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to multiply what you have invested in. So for young guys, I always say have short and long term.
So have both.
Yeah, have both. Because it's not good to have long term only. Because remember, this long term, it's fixed.
Yeah.
You cannot access when you have an emergency.
Yeah.
So I always talk to my client, have both.
Have both.
Yeah. And you'll be surprised, like for our short-term goal now, like unit trust, you have heard about it?
Yes.
Money market.
Yes, money market. We've heard about the money market fund, yeah.
Do you know it's very affordable? Right?
Yeah, it is.
Like ICA, you can save as little as 500 shillings per month.
Per month.
Imagine, yeah. So I always say have something you can access and also have something for long term.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now long term, it has its own benefit, like the way you have mentioned, tax relief.
Yeah.
Majority is tax free.
Yeah.
And Wangari can tell you it's only in long term, which has investment combined with life insurance.
Yeah.
It's not taxed in this country.
Yeah.
Like everything is taxed.
Apart from
apart from life insurance.
Life insurance.
Yeah, combined with now investment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also there's flexibility, the way you have asked. What if someone is living from check to check? Today you have a job, tomorrow you're not working.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like our product are very flexible. In likelihood you have lost your job, you can post that policy until you back on your financial.
Yeah.
As in, you are financial, you are stable. You can pick it where you left it.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's that flexibility.
There's that
We
flexibility.
learn a lot.
So I think maybe asking someone to do short term and long term might be tricky. Like, say, like I only have 1,000 shillings that I have from my paycheck on a monthly basis. What can 1,000 shillings, and even just like say, yeah, I guess we can use ICA Lion
Yeah,
because that's where
yeah,
you work. What can 1,000 shillings, if I was to split it between short term and long term, what can that do for me?
I will advise if it's 1,000. First, let's start with short term.
So you start with short
Yeah.
term, okay?
Short term, and then you never know, because you might find I found you today. You are working with this company. You're earning that you can only be able to afford 1,000.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, you never know. Things might work out. Like I have clients when I joined this industry. They were young, not paid well at work, and then 3 years, 4 years down the line, they're like, "Ruby, come now. I need to take that long-term investment."
Okay.
So I always tell my client, start small. Because if you have something small, Wangari, you think of growing it than not having anything at all.
Yeah. So just start small with that little that you have.
Yes,
And
yes,
I
yeah.
agree. I think
Yeah.
from, I always say from little things, big things grow. Yeah. So kidogo kidogo teachers up kibaba.
And also, if there's something that COVID taught us, Wangari, it's people who had cash. I think the people who kind of survived. Because you find the people like you have invested properties. It reaches a time. Yeah, okay, you have rental houses, but it reaches a time I cannot be able to pay my rent if you're my landlord.
Yeah.
And you won't chase me out because you won't get someone
Yeah.
during that time.
Yeah.
So I always say diversify.
Diversify.
Have something long term.
Yeah.
Have something emergency. Something you can access in case of emergency. Yeah, and there's a very nice financial institution apart from insurance. The SACCO.
Circles?
Yeah, the SACCOs, unit trusts. Long term now, where you find there is the investment plus life insurance, retirement. Because also, the age, the right age for someone to invest, especially if you are working.
No, I don't know.
22.
Oh, you need to start investing
Yeah,
from 22.
22. There's people who even start working at the age of 18.
Yeah.
And also, insurance is very tricky. The younger you are, the better.
The better,
The lower
'cause
the premium,
yeah.
and the higher the returns.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always saying, start small, start young, and start now.
I like that. Start small, start young, and start now.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And when we think around, like, pension is a big one.
I know.
At the moment, if you're like employed, there's the one there's the pension that is contributed by yourself and that of the employer.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts around, like, even people thinking about doing something outside of that?
For individuals.
yeah.
Okay. So pension is good, especially if you have employer. I just pray that this company may emphasize on it to become like a basic for employers,
Yeah.
so that employer can give
Yeah,
us
'cause it's a
pension.
benefit.
Yes,
Yeah,
pension
yeah.
and medical, because it's really necessary.
Yeah.
Because as much as we work, we're gonna retire, Wangari. So pension is always good when you are getting a portion from employer, and also you are doing it on your own.
On your own.
And we now in life insurance, you can also take a package called retirement.
Okay.
It's a long term, so you find it's an investment combined with life insurance. Let me just elaborate more about life insurance.
Yeah.
So life insurance, it's the money payable, God forbid, if anything would happen to you.
Yeah.
Before the maturity of the product. So as much as you're investing, you have protected your loved one.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, I've been in this industry for 8 years. I've paid claim, majority claim. I've paid death claim. There is that peace of mind when you go tell the family, the beneficiary, that your family, your spouse, your sister, your
Took
brother
this.
had with us. So this money we're supposed to pay you. We need ABCD. So as much as it might not bring this person back, it gives you that peace of mind, especially if you are the breadwinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so retirement, like in a live one, you can do the maximum you can use 25 years. So for instance, let's say you are 20 and you want to retire at maybe 45, or you are 30, you want to retire at 55.
Yep.
I always say, take retirement in the form of life insurance. That one is tax free, because also pension is taxed.
Yeah, pension is taxed. It's like, yeah.
That's so funny with our government. As in, we pay tax every month.
And then yet you're taxing
And then
our
the small you have saved for
Yeah.
retirement, they still need a hand on it.
Yeah, it's very sad.
So always take investment and retirement that combine with life insurance. So anything with life insurance, you enjoy tax-free.
Tax-free.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's really interesting. So I know there's this thought that life insurance, as you said, it should be taken for people like with families and
Rich
say you have
people.
rich people.
But that's the mindset we have. As in,
Yeah.
life insurance is for rich people. It's very expensive. You'd be surprised. Like,
So
I
what's the
see
cheapest I can get, like a life insurance?
monthly?
Yeah.
A monthly premium is 2,000.
2,000.
That's less than 100 in a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So start somewhere,
Start-
especially this young guy, because Wangari money has only one language nowadays. Save me today, I'll save you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if you start at a young age, investing, diversifying your investment, saving, you become disciplined.
Yeah.
You become disciplined. Tomorrow you've gotten a nice job, you've got an increment. You will not think of moving, to, fancy, buying fancy stuff, moving to a posh area. You think of increasing your investment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always say, start small. And money has also say that start small so that tomorrow when you get increment, fancy job, you'll increase that investment than not having anything at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one because I mean, I see people who have, like, as you said, they've gotten more experience and are getting more money.
Yeah.
And you see that sometimes the shift is like buying a bigger car,
Yeah, a bigger car.
moving to a better area.
Yes.
As much as I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
Balance.
Yes,
Balance.
exactly.
Because also we need to live. Eh?
Yeah,
You don't have
yeah.
to save everything.
Yeah. So what does that balance look like? If I was to ask you for my paycheck, how much should I be, like what percentage should I be investing? What just a percentage to buy should I be saving? What should I be spending? What's your take on, like, percentage wise I should consider?
Okay, that's a good question. So I always say after tax, you can put 10% to short-term
10%.
emergency.
Yeah.
Emergency, we call it a contingency fund. So you can put 10%, 10 to 15. For your long-term, put 25%.
Okay.
And now we can say we also need to live. So you need something that
For
you
fun,
can
money
access
for fun.
going out with your friend. Yeah, so diversify because everyone and we earn differently.
Yeah, we all earn differently,
So
yeah.
I always say, even if you're earning small, just start small the way I have said. Because if our minimum is 500 sharing, take that short-term goal.
Take it short term.
Yeah, take the money market because it will be giving you interest every month. That's the good thing of saving with money market because it's better than putting your money in a current bank account where it does not earn you anything. Start there so that tomorrow when you have a nice job, you have gotten an increment, you will also think of getting now the long-term goal. I'm sure people, we will have different goals. The client will come to me and they tell me, Ruby, I'm looking for, in the next 10 years, I want to buy my dream car, I want to build a home. Also, my majority of my clients are diaspora Kenyans.
Diaspora, yeah.
So there's some client who will tell me, Ruby, as much as I'm working here, I want to come retire at home.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to buy a house in the next 10 years. How much do I save for me to achieve that goal?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always say, start where you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we all have different needs, different goals. Yeah, have something for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And another thing I always quote when I'm talking to my client is, let your children not be your retirement fund.
The way I invest in them. But my children are investment.
Yeah,
and
you see
invest
the way we grew up, you
Black
need to take
tax.
care of, yes. You need to take care of me,
Yeah.
I've educated you, you need to take care of, no. You see, then our parents will understand them because they didn't have this information. They were not working, majority, like my mom is a housewife. So when she asked me something, I think I'm entitled to help. But now the kids we have, they know exposure and everything, you are working. So if you tell your daughters, you need to take care of me, that's wrong. It's their right. It's their right to be educated.
Yeah.
So let your children not be a retirement fund. And also for young generation, your parent should not be your emergency fund. Save
Yeah.
something.
So it's like it works both
Yeah,
ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
Save something for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also good to take care of our parent, yes, but have something on your own.
Have something
Yeah,
on your own.
yeah.
So how do you deal with a situation where you are right now, we'll just call it black tax, because that's what it is. You're dealing with black tax, and it makes it difficult, especially I know in families where you're the firstborn,
Yeah.
you're educated, you look like you have a good job, you are
Yes.
expected to
To help.
help and educate and provide for the other young people. How would you have that conversation with people? People
Yes.
come to you and tell you, oh man, this is my struggle, but I
Yeah.
have this others.
People are depending on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always say, as much as, because our family would always be there.
Yeah.
Our parent, our sibling will always be there. Have something for yourself, Wangari. Because I always say, what if tomorrow you're not there? Do you
Yeah.
know your family will still continue living? Yes.
Yeah.
So as much as you have people depending on you, have a percentage that you save for your tomorrow, your future. Because you find someone has really worked so hard. You've, like, let me use an example of NSSF. So you've been
Yeah.
working, you're saving, was it 320? So you save 320 NSSF for the rest of your working period. Do you know how much is that, like, in the next 30 years? Maybe you retire at 60 and God give you a grace, you live up to 80 years.
Yeah.
That money will not be enough for you.
Yeah, it won't.
And I remember when you age also come with a lot of things.
Yeah, illness and
Illness,
health
you
problems.
need to have a healthy food. So as much as you have people depending on you, you just have to, think about yourself. You just have to hide something for yourself, even if it's a small percentage. Yeah, so I don't say if it's bad taking of your family.
It's all bad to take. Yeah, it's definitely not
If you
bad.
can, just help. But also, don't be too much generous that you do everything. Now you give and you remain without it. So
Yeah.
have something for yourself.
Have something for
For
yourself.
tomorrow, for emergency, for your retirement.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm interested if you have any good stories you can share, or some good, that, I always say storytelling and
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
oh, Wangari, I
yeah,
had this client, like,
yes,
that
yes.
you can share. Of course, no names, just
Yeah.
a general, yeah.
First of all, let me mention, insurance is like ice cream.
It's like ice cream.
Yes. There is everything for everyone. You find that not everyone like vanilla
Yeah.
flavor. So client will come to me, I'm looking for this. So there's everything for everyone. So start where you can, and also there's, when you go to buy ice cream, there's topping. So in insurance, you might come and say, I'm looking for life insurance. What can I add? So that's where you find like last expense. You have heard about it.
Yeah.
There's permanent disappear. So topping.
Topic.
Yeah. So for the story, I think the story that really touched me was last year. Last year, there's a client of mine, I paid majority. This lady had taken a cover for her daughter joining Form 1, an 8 years plan, because an education, the minimum you can do is 8 years. So when I paid this majority, she was very excited. Very excited. I remember going to the office. She was like, I want, she was calling colleague. I see, you normally say insurance does not pay.
Yeah, I think
There's
that is the
negativity
their
also.
perception.
But
Yeah.
nowadays, there's IRA and
Yeah.
there's social media.
I love it. IRA and social media.
That bad repetition
Yeah,
to your
yeah, yeah.
company. So nowadays, you cannot, mess with people's money. You have to pay.
No, you shouldn't. Yeah.
So I went, I paid her. She was very excited, calling colleague. Oh, I see, I'm signing. I need to be paid. And then from there, she was like, Ruby, now I need to think of my retirement. As much as my employer is giving me pension, I need to take something that I'll get tax-free majority. So I insured her. That was April. She paid 1 month. She did the medical that I needed to be done. And then she died
Oh no.
after 1 month. She was not sick. So I remember she had told me, Ruby, come next week. Mom, this week I'm taking my daughter to join Form 1. Come next week. I want you to introduce to my colleague. And then I remember I called. It was on Monday. She didn't pick. I was like, she normally calls back. No matter the time, she's a very busy woman. She normally calls back. So I waited. So, like, let's say it was Monday. On Wednesday, I see WhatsApp invitation. Like, allow me not to use the name, Mary. So, Mary Burial.
Oh no.
I'm like, no, it cannot be true. So, joining the group, there's the way you join, you find there's someone you know.
Yeah.
And the good thing, this guy was also my client.
Yeah.
So I call him, allow me to use him, John.
Yeah.
John, how comes Mary?
This WhatsApp group and lots
Yeah.
of such a I
Yeah,
know.
so I'm like, he was like, Ruby, Mary was sick. She got short illness and she passed on. I'm like,
Oh no.
why? How? So after the same day, the husband called me. You see, I think she was this kind of a person. She would go say, oh, I have insurance with the Ruby. But me, one thing, it's not that I'm bragging. I always create this good rapport with my client. Uh, I'm not. I always tell my colleagues, don't be a hit and run agent.
Yeah.
Don't just go sell and disappear.
Yeah, that's very
Get to know
important.
your client. Like, you may always do like quarterly follow up. How are you doing? So
That's good.
Yeah, so it's like the husband had heard more about Ruby, so he called me like, Ruby, Mary was sick, blah blah. I was like, oh my god, it was very,
Yeah. Sad.
yeah, it was very sad. So we had to pay now that life insurance.
Yeah.
So you can imagine, for instance, allow me to use, let's say Mary had taken a cover for 10,000, depending of the age also. So let's say your life insurance, it's 1,000,000, and you have just paid 1 month. We'll pay that 1,000,000 to your family.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so when the guy called me, oh, I know you had paid my wife majority and there's some product he had taken with you. I was like, yeah. Kindly, you have to provide us with death certificate and to process the claim. So I'll tell you, being in this industry, just if you love them, I always say, protect them by taking insurance. Yeah. Because it's not in insurance industry. You come take a cover today. Anything will happen to you tomorrow. And your family get like a lump sum good money.
Okay.
Especially if you are the breadwinner, children, people depending on you. Because I'll tell you, if you have young children, let's say you have invested, you have properties. We African. I've seen a scenario where you leave your children, they're young, property. By the time they're 18, there's nothing for them.
Yeah.
So it's always to have insurance, because I say as much as doctors save life, insurance protect families, save families. Because when you have taken a insurance with us, you have named the beneficiary.
Yeah.
That's the people we recognize. No
Yeah.
one will come from your family and they say, our daughter
Fighting
had
for
this.
land.
Yes. No, we
It's
will
there on
pay
paper.
for this beneficiary you have chosen.
Yeah.
So if you value them, please insure
So
them.
it sounds like it's better than property.
No. Diversify.
Diversify.
Diversify. Have properties. Property also is good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's your take on? I mean, I think sometimes these are two conflicting ideas, like lending, like taking loans and trying to save. How does someone who needs to balance those two, like, work?
We all need maybe loans.
Yeah.
Depending what you really want it for. Yeah, you might be putting up a building and you're short of cash.
Yeah.
And you're maybe in a circle.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, go take a circle.
Go take a circle.
Yeah, finish your house and then paying it. So I'll go back by saying diversify. Diversification is the key here. So loan is very important, depending why you're taking
Why
the
are
loan.
you taking
Please
it?
don't take the loan you want to change your wardrobe.
Get new shoes.
Yes, new shoes, new bag. And by the way, I also meet, I don't know if you're among of them, impulse buying.
Impulse. Do I impulse buy? No.
Yeah,
not
because
maybe.
when I sit down with this young generation, I was like, I don't know why you should get 4 handbags and you can only carry one at a time. Yeah, as in, have you ever, you do the calculation of the things you have bought and you don't use them.
Yeah,
At the end
so
of
true.
it, you give them out free.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I always say diversify, and also don't buy something you don't need,
Yeah.
because at the end you will give them for free. Yeah. So loan is good depending
On the need for
on
it.
the need. Yeah. So diversify is the key.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. I guess one thing I also wanted to ask, I mean, there's I think it's the capital gain taxes. What is it? The 15 now?
Yeah, 15% tax relief.
Which is...
It's good. So this is how it normally works. If you can get it from your employer. For instance, let's say your money is coming direct from your employer, the monthly premium. It's good to enjoy it from your employer.
Yeah.
15% of the premium you are paying.
Okay.
So for instance, let's do a calculation. If you're doing a premium of 10,000, That's 1,500 every month. In a year, that's 18,000.
Yeah.
Do you know getting money from the government is like milking a rock? So, so if you have a way you can get that tax relief, please enjoy it. Because people take insurance with different reasons. The people will come and say, Ruby, I want a cover that I will protect my loved one in case anything might happen to me. The people will come, Ruby, I'm looking for a short-term goal, long-term. There are people who even take insurance because of that tax relief benefit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so someone will come, oh, Ruby, I'm giving a lot to government. How can I enjoy this? So the tax relief you can either get from employer, but if you are contributing on your own,
Yeah.
when you are filing pay, June, that tax, June, you suppose there's somewhere they ask you, do you have life insurance?
Okay.
You're supposed to say yes.
Yes.
And then you put amount, the system will recalculate it for you. So it's normally the negative. So you're supposed to go claim from KRA. Can I shock you? KRA they pay. It's just that we Kenyan.
KRA pays.
Yeah. Kenyan, we are very lazy.
I don't know.
Following a
Really?
tab. I can tell you for free. Since 2018, I've been getting tax
Oh,
relief
really?
refund. Yes. So, but you just hear the process. You're like, no, this small money I cannot. It's your money. Go follow it up. Yeah,
Yeah,
they do pay.
I guess.
And now you have heard about unclaimed asset.
Yeah, yeah.
That's among the tax relief one where people don't claim.
Yeah.
It's among.
Okay.
Yeah. So the tax
It's
relief
okay,
is
KRA
enjoyed.
pays.
It does.
I thought they just
If
take.
you have you have filed your tax well, you have the needed papers, yeah, they will pay you.
And is the process very straightforward when they pay you back, or what do you need to?
So, for instance, let me use my example.
Yeah.
So you file, and then I think from August, that's when they start now paying the refund. So they will ask you for the requirement papers.
Okay.
Because when you are filing, I have to give you something called tax relief
Okay. Yep.
certificate from insurance every year. Yeah. So you have find someone who knows how to file.
Yeah, that's so important.
Yes,
Yeah.
find someone who knows how to file returns. And then from there, you take them to, there's a specific department that deals with that. And then they'll tell you, give us some 1 month, 2 months, the money is sent direct to your account.
Oh, really?
And that's pay.
Wow.
I've enjoyed that like 5 years now.
I will try that.
Yeah,
It
please
is
do. Yeah, please
my
do.
mission to try that
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
Really good. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to cover, unless there's something you wanted to talk around.
Maybe I can say
Yeah.
like the negativity people have towards insurance.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I kind of. I mean, I think when I met you, I told you I'm not like I don't have
Yes.
full trust in insurance. But I think when you explained it to me, I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
So I'll say this. I think growing up, I don't know how people used to perceive it. I don't know if it's our fault, like insurance agent, we never used to give like the full information. Because sometimes I meet client, like, no, what for insurance anyway easy.
Yeah.
So when I hear someone saying that, I normally get so interested. I want to know more about
Why,
what
yeah.
really happened. I've found client in the field, they will come and tell me, Ruby, I had a cover with ABCD. I paid and then I lost my job and then that's
They
how I
didn't.
lost my money.
Yeah.
So I'm going to mention this. When you take a long-term cover and it has reached 36 months, which is 3 years, you're not supposed to lose your money. I remember there's a time I met a client here.
So let's say you take like, let me just get this right. Say you take a 10-year cover, then
After 3 years, you have lost your job.
Yeah.
So there's like a few options. The first one I think I can mention is you can pause that policy. Because it's very rare for someone to lose a job like the whole time of the policy, like 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah.
Maybe you have lost a job 1 year, 2 years. So you pause until you're financially stable. Come, pick it from where you left. Like I say, we normally have something that you can push this policy term forward. For instance, you lost your job 1 year and you don't want to pay for the 1 year. So we will push the 1 year towards maturity.
Okay.
So for instance, your policy was to mature 2020 to mature 2021
21.
to
Okay.
cover now the 1 year. And another thing, after 3 years, you allowed to surrender the policy. But now this one come with also the disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because remember I've given you a contract. Because when you take a policy with any insurance company, this is a contract between you and ICA.
Yeah.
Or any other insurance company. So when you come back 3 years down the line, you're like, I want out. you're gonna also there's that
There's exit
contract breaching,
clauses. Yeah.
so you're breaching the contract, so you won't get 100% of this money.
Yeah.
But I always tell my client, you are not supposed to lose money if you have contributed up to 3 years. But let's say you start today, after 1 month or 1 year. I have clients who take the cover and then they get, you fired, you have been retrenched. As you are willing to continue, Wangare, but you cannot be able to afford. So, for instance, like ICA, we normally, our product are very much flexible. There's that flexibility in that you can increase at the same time you can reduce.
Decrease.
Yeah, yeah. So you taken a cover today, you are paying a certain amount, and tomorrow you cannot be able to afford it. I always say reduce to what you can afford. Yeah, and then when things are back, you can take it back and take
increase.
another cover. Yeah, so there's that negativity, the way it started, but for now I can tell you for free, there's a lot. The way I started by mentioning that no one will want that bad reputation in social media. There's IRA there to protect now the policyholder now like you. So yeah, don't fear to invest. If you have had bad experience, remember this week I met a gentleman. He was like, Ruby, I have had bad experience with insurance. I don't think if I really want this. And also my daughter, I remember when it happened, my daughter was there. So I don't know. I told him, like, mwiko ikifunjika, you don't stop cooking. And also, if you have had bad experience, please don't fear investing now.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot that protects you. And when I hear that, I want to know what really happened. So this guy started this cover, and he was giving insurance agent cash to pay for him.
Oh, no.
So this guy was not paying. So you see, actually, it's not like a company fault. It's the individual.
Yeah, why would you be giving cash? Because there's no...
Yeah, for like us, we don't accept cash.
You don't accept
either do M-Pesa, just do a bank direct debit, or you do a standing order. Yeah, so it's always good to know what make this guy have this negativity when it comes to insurance.
Yeah,
you might find maybe it's the insurance agent messed up, he didn't get the full information, because that's where we always go wrong also as insurance agent. I always say, when I'm meeting you, let me give all the information you want.
Yeah, and then
you might not be ready to start now, but you'll think about it tomorrow, because I don't want where I come meet you, you start a cover, I lie to you, and then 3 years down the line I cannot be able to face you. Yeah. So always say, give the client all information. Just give pros,
to make a
cons.
decision.
Yeah, let him or her make a decision. It might not be today, tomorrow. I have clients who I met when I joined this industry. 8 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 3 years down the line, Ruby, I'm ready now. You can come, we start. Yeah. So I think.
So just on this topic of negativity around insurance, what are some red flags? Like I think you mentioned one when an agent is asking to be paid cash. That is one red flag. Is there anything? Because this is Nairobi, we can get scammed. Any other?
Yes. So I always say, you can confirm if this agent is he's not quack. Because you see, when you are practicing insurance, like me, I'm a Mang insurance agent, you have to be certified by IRA. Every year you have to renew your insurance. Your certificate is so you can ask him, what's your IRA number? Go to the IRA portal, see if this agent is genuine. And also, like I see now, we have where you can contact, we have a contact center where you can call anytime, and just so you can just I'm dealing with Ruby, ABCD. Does she work with you? She's trying to sell me this product. What's the cons and pros? So
you can just double check that.
Double check.
Awesome. Cool. Any other red flags for how about the ones who take forever to process your claims? Because that's one beef I have.
Yeah, true. Also, it's there. It's there. Last year I had a claim. The 2021 a client of mine passed by COVID. I remember the first thing the wife called. She called me, Ruby, my spouse had a cover with the ICA. How long will it take this cover to be processed? I told her, once you give us a death certificate and all the requirement document, it normally, IRA and the court, it gives you it used to be 1 to 3 months. I think nowadays it's 60 days.
Oh,
It's supposed to be paid. And for
That's long though.
ICEA, I can tell you for free. You can even go search in our social media, in our
Website.
website. We have been the insurer that settle claim very fast, like for the last, I don't know, many years.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
we are good. We pay claim very fast, so long as you have provided us with everything. And also, you might find I'm processing your claim. You have not given me all document.
So that slows down the
Yeah,
process.
also that can slow down the process. So, but once you have given all the required document, the claim should take, like as we normally tell the client, unless it's something that I need investigation. Because also remember, people can fake their debt. You have seen in newspaper.
Yeah.
Can fake their debt for them to be paid. Yeah, unless it's something that involve investigation. Like when I'm processing claim, I always tell my client 1 to 10 working days.
Yeah.
And the money's in your account.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any parting shots from you?
My parting shot, I'll say, if you love them, protect them by
them.
taking insurance. Start small, but start now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
So that was Ruby from ICEA Lion. As she said, I completely agree with her. Start now, start small. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start investing now with the little that you have.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
coming
so
on
much for
set.
having me.
You're welcome. And if you have any questions, I'll provide all her details. Very awesome
Yeah.
financial advisor. And see you next time. Thank you, Kwaheri.
Thank you so much. Grateful.